Bd6, Niamha Summer, Story and Guidance. The Magical Council, 6 out of 32. Niamha Summer, the guiding force of maturity and nature. The guiding force of maturity and nature. Listen to the wisdom of the elderly and respect nature. Quote, "Seek ye counsel of the aged, for their eyes have looked on the faces of the years, and their ears have hardened to the voices of life. Even if their counsel is displeasing to you, pay heed to them." Kahil Gibran. End of quote. Niamha's story. Very long time ago, I started out like anybody, visiting Crystallia, the creation, as a crystal child of light. I came, like all of us, from Kandu and the ocean of love to experience creation. In the physical creation, I am related to Niamha Summer. I am her grandmother and the mother of her father, Niamha Summer. In my life on the planet Earth, I went through a lot of challenges, but also learned a lot, especially from the wise people around me, and I learned a lot from being in nature. I learned a lot about the healing assisting properties of the earth, the gemstones, the crystals, the water, the sun, air, colors, sound, foods, trees, plants and herbs, and assisted with my knowledge and experience there where I was asked to assist. I learned many ways to massage and work on a body when there is an imbalance, and most I learned from my own struggles, pains and diseases. They all came in my life because I was not a person to sit and study in a classroom. My life and the things I had to go through was my education. I did spend a great deal of time in the forest and explored the jungles and learned from those who lived completely in and with nature, and of course, I learned from the animals. So I had many teachers, and many names were given to me, such as a witch, a sorceress, a healer, nature's woman, but I have not given it any name. All these properties and skills are just a gift from Kandu, and I just had the life to explore and nurture them. I also do not see any of these methods as the only one solution or cure. They are part of the adventure in healing oneself. Most people, however, do not see struggle, pain and disease as a teacher. Let's stand looking at them as an adventure. But it is. It is part of our life and on our adventure on the planet. And an adventure is about the void, the unknown, the unexpected, and of course, without expectations. In the modern world, it is all about destroying the disease, getting rid of or avoiding these opportunities, and we want to hear that there is a guarantee. When all the cures and medicine and therapies would work, we would not have struggle, pain and disease anymore, which is definitely not the case. There is still plenty of disease, of which most is caused by our modern way of living. Healing of anything, even though two people might have similar signs and symptoms, is an individual adventure, because all of us are unique and individual, and have an individual adventure. Later in my life, I traveled to give seminars and workshops, and even opened my own schools, and without realizing it myself, I tuned into and became one of the many universal mothers of maturity and nature. After having lived a fulfilling life, I passed on, and in the worlds in between, Mariah Morrow, my spiritual teacher, was waiting for me and giving me a place and a job. I had still unfinished business and took the place from one of the guides before me, who was ready to return to Kandu and the ocean of love. My home quarters. Now, living in the worlds in between, I often go on vacation to Mariah's Crystal Mountains to just meditate, but every time he asks me to go back and contribute with the other wise men and women, assisting there where needed. Together with many other elderly brothers and sisters, we live in a wellness sanctuary in a far distant galaxy called Gemestos on the planet Vinix, in the middle of a forest. Here we organize exhibitions, seminars, courses and retreats regarding art in any form, working with plants and herbs. We have many different groups coming from all over the universe, and we love to have children around. The sanctuary looks like a camp of Bedouin tents, but the dwellings are made out of wood and mud. In the center stands a huge Bedouin tent-shaped building, surrounded by various circles with smaller tent-shaped buildings, creating that feeling of a camp. The center building represents the heart and the soul of the community, and is also designated for connecting and awakening of the spirit. It includes a full library of literature on most known meditation methods, religious studies, philosophies, and sciences. The courtyard has the feeling of a Zen garden in which meditation and the giving of discourses takes place. The first circle around the center, with many smaller buildings, is designed for the giving of classes of all kinds of subjects, to live life more consciously and harmoniously. The second circle is with buildings for the purpose of being together, dance and nourishment. Here one can find many natural health food stores and raw food restaurants. In the third circle one can find the following services. Services provided by individual healthcare professionals, bodywork and massage therapists, and endless other rejuvenating therapies. This section is also called the Wellness Village. There are as well facilities for exercising, gym facilities, and various apartments for the residing and visiting therapist. The fourth circle is where the residence and guest accommodations are located. Each circle is clearly divided by a thick round hedge, with of course entrances to get to and from the different circle areas. The symbolic setting is connected to the gathering of the ancient tribal family, guided by wise men and women. This is the place for self-healing, centering, sharing, education, play and storytelling. In our community nobody pays with money, and unfortunately we are not sophisticated to work with the life credit system, but all here is done with exchange of goods or giving time with one's time and or skills. Oh, I forgot, you don't know what the life credit system is all about. Just hold on to this. I will come back to this in a minute. We try to live in harmony as good as we can and try to be of help to anybody who comes around. When you hear my words or read them at this moment, do not leave them just as words or written language, not part of you, but make it into a reality so you can live with all the guidance, which, by the way, is already inside of you. We live with nature. We go often with our groups in the forest and learn directly from nature, talking with the spirits of the plants and trees. Or do you think that only humans communicate? We live consciously with the moving of the planets, the seasons and the energies of the different days of the week, and the energy cycle of the day. For everything is constantly changing and all giving us different experiences. We have gardens everywhere, and we have learned from the plants and the foods what should be standing next to each other and what not, and many other secrets mankind has lost by not living with and in nature anymore. In nature we see the evidence of constant change, how everything adapts and lives without destruction. When you ever make it up here, you should meet Kahila the farmer, who can explain you everything regarding nature. And while explaining anything, he himself turns himself into that topic or object, and it is fascinating to listen to him. Children come often here to spend their entire vacation with him. Animals are our friends, and we make studies of their behaviors, and we can see clearly the behaviors of man representing their characteristics. In the magic forest, in which only some of us go, live beings half animal, half human, which have the strangest positive but also negative characteristics. There is Beros, sometimes showing off a little too much of his strength. Pigaros, who eats like a pig and dwells in dirty areas. Then there is Vulturon, always looking for easy ways to get food. Snakeskin, who is not to be trusted. And Gazello, moving faster than the eye can see. We have all these expressions like eating like a pig, clever as a fox, strong as a bear, free as a bird, and many more, and it's amazing how we resemble them at times, and some of us all the time. Although the animals live in the kingdom of fear, the world of attack and defend, there is a purpose in their circle of life. Unfortunately, many of us do not have a grip on our mind and behave worse than animals. Sorry, I have to take that back. We behave in ways animals would not even do. We call ourselves intellectual human beings, but it doesn't make any sense by looking at what we do to ourselves, to each other, the planet, and our resources in order to live. Matthias, my son and father of Genai, had the right idea. In order for things to turn around on the planet Earth, would be not the money or new rules and regulations to prevent that mankind was destroying itself. It needed to be the change of each individual. His idea was to help empowering mankind with the long lost and forgotten knowledge, the basics of life science. His quest was to find the sacred archives, the sacred council, and the sacred wisdom map that contained all the information that when brought to man possibly could turn things around. Matthias, however, passed on before his quest was finished, and Genai, without realizing in the beginning, continued his quest. Genai has gone through so many adventures and is now in the process to provide you with all the information which you can find in the school before and after any other schools, which is a reflection of the sacred archives and the magical university of life, in which you can find many treasures, including the sacred wisdom map, and where the members of the sacred council assist you in every aspect of life. We have an obligation to everybody and everything. Most of us here in Vinix have lived through difficult times and situations, and nature was our guide to help and heal us. Some of us, throughout the ages, became medicine men and women of the tribes, became herbalists and healers, special gardeners, working with the spirits of nature and animals, or even became alchemists. Nature respects us, and we respect nature, and we have a good relationship. We have an obligation and relationship with everything. Our car, our home, our clothes, the sun, a garden, a plant, and actually everything else in creation. Just like in a human relationship, we can have our difficulties with anything else as well. Think about getting upset when our car breaks down or when we have to repair something in the house. In a relationship, we have something to offer, and the people and all other things as well. The sun offers us warmth, the car the opportunity to get around faster, and our homes offer us shelter, and to realize that we have a relationship with everything can spare us from a lot of struggle. It is a constantly being reminded that what the things in creation offer us, and how they keep on giving, even though we may abuse the relationship. This awareness may help us in our human relationship, which is more complicated as we create our struggle by not wanting to give anymore, or calculating in our giving, or expecting something in return. We can learn from nature, as it always wants to give, without any discrimination, and gives equal to anybody. The life we lead in a modern world is not anymore with the aim to learn from nature and to live in harmony, but about money, power and possessions. The art of healthy living and living in harmony with each other has been given in the hands of producers and manufacturers of food and medicine, insurance companies, and the police force and man-made law systems. We run through life accumulating, gathering things, and our bodies accumulate and gather. We are totally stressed out, fight with ourselves, others and the world, and face endless signs, symptoms and disease. Is this the cost of a happiness we are all seeking? Many empires in the past vanished through their own such-called knowledge and power and turned into destruction over and over again. But I hope that this time you can all help in preventing that not just an empire, but an entire race and the planet Earth will be totally destroyed and vanish. Learning from the other side of the known universe. Many times have I visited the other side of the known universe, where you can find a replica of the world on this side, but there is just a difference in time between them. The other side seems to have it still better together, as everything goes slower and there is more time to care. I have seen cultures where individuals mature but do not become old in the way we know. The elderly generation is still full of zest with lots of energy. In today's society, on this side of the universe and especially on the planet Earth, we see most people getting old, stiff, stubborn and sick, which is a combination of how they have lived life and their status of awareness. This picture we give to the youngsters, who most likely will fall in the same footsteps. This picture is in need to be changed to what it could be. We live a life bound to routines and false securities, and we will become robot-like. The body freezes and becomes stiff. We look at life as something hard, and our body will become hard. We stress ourselves through life and eating unhealthy, and the body will get confronted with sickness. We close our mind and ears and heart off for the new experiences of life, and we end up being called stubborn. We become afraid of endless things in life and afraid of death. Fear takes out the life in the adventure. Live life as an adventure. Be open for the unknown and dance and play through and with its experiences, and consume whole foods. And we possibly can experience to be old, vital, flexible, aware and wise. These are the examples our youngsters need. When such called success in life is the price to end up being old, stiff, stubborn and sick, we may want to ask ourselves, is that the price I want to pay? And is this the example which I want to set for this and the next generation? A wise person always looks at the bigger picture and questions with everything he or she does, how does it affect me, others, and the world at large? Life credits. On the other side of the known universe, we have a planet where not money is the trade, but life credits. And life credits is all about preserving life. The only way to pay for anything is with life credits, and everything goes through the universal bank of life credits, your earnings and your expenses. It is a great system where you can earn life credits by taking care of your planet, by taking care of yourself, by taking breaks and taking care of your own health, by gaining knowledge and becoming more aware, by improving your lifestyle, by making better choices, by going better and more easy through similar life challenges, by taking care of others, by reading and listening to information and attending seminars, by buying healthy and environmental friendly products, by inviting friends and assisting them on their path, by working with the highest virtues within you, and by meditating and by silent inner prayer. You also have to keep the good work up every day Otherwise, you lose life credits. Also, the health system is set up in this way, as the healthcare system only gets rewarded with life credits by keeping individuals healthy and aware, and not like on Earth, where the system unfortunately provokes the other side. On the planet Earth, the healthcare practitioners make money off sick people, and they do not get paid to keep people healthy. In every way, we have gone off track on the planet, and you as an individual can make a change by changing yourself, and for that, you may need help. So use the sacred archives, the magical University of Life, and the Sacred Council, and keep learning, because most of the things they reveal we do not learn anymore at school or at home. We may not live in nature anymore, but we can bring nature back into our life. How I can help you in your life. Quote, "The only thing we have to fear on the planet is man." Carl Gustav Jung. End of quote. I am Niamha, representing the old wise men and women of the ancient tribes, the council we all had long time ago around us to help us in our life. They were the practical guides for the group and especially the children, and were the keeper of the secrets to live in harmony with nature. I am the guiding force of maturity and nature, and here to remind you to listen to the wisdom of the elderly and to learn from and to respect nature. We can always learn from older people who have gone through the experience of life, and we can learn from nature itself. Know that people with experience and who are truly wise do not force things upon you. They do not demand, criticize, or come from being an egocentric authority. They wait until you have questions. In general, these special wise individuals are around you, maybe in your family, in your street you live in, but oftentimes we do not pay attention to them. Know that when you're around them, that you can ask questions and you will get answers to them. They may not have all the answers you are seeking, but mostly they direct you in finding the answers yourself. Ask politely and respect them. Ask if you can do anything for them in return. I observe you all in your entire life, and I'm so glad when I'm called upon to be of assistance. I am ready to share all my knowledge and experience with you, and know that you can become one day a mature and wise person. I hope you can become that as well, for the world is desperately in need of mature, wise, and vital men and women. Everybody when young looks up to the elderly people, but in today's society we see mostly people becoming old, stiff, stubborn, and sick, a picture that is drastically in need of change. Maybe you can mature and stay healthy and fit and become wise, so you can assist the youngsters in the future. Back to nature. Nature is also great to learn things from, as it has been there since time on the planet began. Things in nature know how to preserve nature and to not destroy it, which unfortunately is done by humans. Nature is the place where our food comes from. Think for a minute, what foods you could eat when you would not be able to go to the grocery, have no fridge or kitchen stove. The ocean provides us with oxygen so we can breathe and live on the planet. Reduce the pollution of the earth, air and water, and become more aware about all the things that affect them. Look how the tribes of animals live together and how they respect each other. When you have no chance to go often to a forest, be more in your garden and experience the endless different smells of herbs and flowers, all having a different purpose, and learn more about the natural remedies that nature provides. Ask your parents to go with you into nature and to be with the trees, animals and plants. Respect nature and do not leave any trash behind. Collect things that nature gives without having to suffer and make some art projects. This would be great projects for at school and many teachers are aware of this. Having left nature and our tribes, we live now in concrete jungles and facing more imbalances than we ever imagined. Most elderly people suffer, become old, stiff, stubborn and sick, and are more a burden than a help to others. Getting older has this distorted picture of getting stiff, stubborn and sick, and it is about constantly putting in the effort in order to stay or become vital, flexible and wise, although there is no guarantee that disease will not come your way. By living a healthy and aware life, even when disease comes on your path, we will be dealing better with it, and we can still be vital, flexible and wise on the level of our mind. We cannot just point out and condemn the world we have created. We just need to bring nature into the concrete jungle, or us going more into nature. When we cannot create our own healthy and aware living tribe and support group in our direct environment, we might have to do it on a wider scale. When we follow the norm, we will stay trapped and isolated in the concrete jungle and in the confused jungle within our own mind. As individuals, we need to make a choice to either put all our effort in becoming those examples society has lost and maturing with vitality, flexibility, awareness, and possibly becoming wise and a help to others, or we struggle after the fact that we have become old, stiff, stubborn and sick. Maybe we owe this to ourselves and the generation that is following us. It may look like walking the path alone, but once you start, you will meet others who are seeking the same. We have to make an effort to go more in nature, possibly starting a garden and bringing nature more into our life. Become a gardener. We all have to become gardeners again. Maybe we will have a physical garden, but all of us have the body to take care of, which is like a garden. And this garden is in need of a good gardener in order to have a good, healthy body and life experience. This garden is in need of sunshine. As we know, the body garden doesn't like to be exposed to the sun between 10 and 3 o'clock as the skin gets easily burned, which damages the garden. This body garden has many rivers, such as the veins, the nerves and the limbs, and are in need of fresh water. And water is water. And all the other liquids are food and liquid form. Otherwise, we pollute these rivers, which feed every cell of the body. This body garden needs proper nutrients in order to have healthy cells, and the garden needs proper rest. Now imagine every organ in the body being a plant or tree. When we would dissect our organs and take the flesh away, but not the veins and nerves, they all look like plants and bushes. And then imagine our bones like strong tree trunks, and the blood running through our veins coming from our heart like a big hanging plant, running its nourishment to every part of our body. The nerves running through our entire body are like a formation of bushes, and each organ with all its nerves and veins and cells are like individual plants and bushes and trees. So we really have to work carefully with our body garden to see which seeds we plant. In other words, what food we eat to keep our garden clean. When you put too much unhealthy foods inside your body, it leaves too much waste behind and our garden becomes sick. What would be the best food to absorb for the plants and the trees? Would it be cooked foods, canned and packed foods, meats, fish, spaghetti, gravies, ice cream and chocolate, or fresh fruits and vegetables? Logically, it will be fresh fruits. We put too much unhealthy foods inside, and foods who are very hard to digest, and of course leaving lots of waste behind. It is like collecting too much stuff in your room. You try to store it in your closets, and the body does the same. It stores it wherever it's possible to store. However, when food waste stays too long in the body, it crystallizes in the form of cholesterol, bile, gall, and kidney stones, for instance. Most body gardens look unfortunately unhealthy, and the collected waste wants to get out, and the body is letting us know by becoming sick. The body garden needs to be clean, and it needs better foods. What is better for the plants and the trees? To have fresh water? Or shall we put soda, alcohol and coffee on them? When we eat life energy rich foods, our garden will have life. Our body will be healthy inside, and our body and bones and muscles and veins and organs will stay strong. When we start eating all these unhealthy foods with strange and artificial ingredients which have sugar and salts and coloring added, it will make our garden unhealthy and lifeless. As children of Kandu, the Creator, being inside this body, it is our duty to understand more about becoming a good gardener. Otherwise, we will be confronted with lots of pain and unnecessary struggle. This body garden is our momentary home and is in need of good thoughts, sunshine, fresh water, rest, fresh foods, because it will affect every cell. Many people call this an extreme way of living, but it is mostly the others that live, think and eat extreme, not knowing when the bomb explodes. Many people come to the conclusion that their life and state of the planet is in need of change, but still postpone proper action and wait for others to start. How can we say let's wait and see, for we are running out of time? We are running out of time in taking care of us and the planet. It has come too far. When there is consciousness, we have to start now. The little things we can do ourselves. Consume more healthy, fresh and raw foods because it is the best medicine. Otherwise, we will become dependent on other medicine. Dress yourself up in more natural fabrics, such as wool and cotton and linen. Use biodegradable products to wash clothes, doing the dishes, and cleaning the house. Do everything possible to not surround yourself with toxic fumes, paints and artificial sprays and smells. Consume less, which means maintain the things you have and reduce in always wanting more and new. Know that the amount of waste that comes out of your home is 9 times more waste in producing and manufacturing it. Grow things yourself, and when you do not have a garden, work with live boxes in which you can grow anything on a balcony. Protect the animals and do not have any justification in killing them, not even for food. There are plenty of other foods to maintain good health. Help nature in every way and make a study on the subject. The media tells us what to eat and what to do in order to be healthy and happy. But we have to be careful, for money-hungry people may not have health in mind. The business world can make money on us when we are sick, and they can control us when we have debts. With a healthy, self-sufficient, successful individual, they have no control and cannot make money on them. We have to create our own support group of wise people and individuals in the field of knowledge regarding nature and healthcare. We all need to start thinking more globally, as we now have access to each other around the globe, and all knowing that we affect each other. We have to become global citizens, global fathers, mothers, brothers and sisters of the big tribe, and to be a support to each other. The keepers of nature, health and healing, the wise men and women, are still on the planet, and we will find them, or they will find us, when we walk the path of seeking to mature with zest, vitality, and awareness. Watching the Animals in Me, Part A. As we have many animal behaviors and expression, let's observe how they could be of use in our life. Dirty as a pig. Are you taking care of your body? Is your room neat and clean? Do you leave stuff laying around in the house? Ants in your pants. Are you restless and impatient? See how it affects others. Busy as a bee. Do you know where you are? Do you know what you're doing? The early bird catches the worm. Don't procrastinate, unless maybe you're the worm. Crazy as a peach orchard boar. Are you loony, nuts, crazy or mad? Bullheaded. Are you stubborn? Like a bull in a china shop. Are you heedless of physical damage or personal feeling of anyone? Do you shoulder your way through delicate situations? Have a canary. Do you react with disapproval? Play cat and mouse. Are you playing with a person or animal in a cruel or teasing way? Conceited as a barber's cat. Are you very conceited? Like a cat on a hot tin roof. Are you agitated? Don't count your chickens before they are hatched. Don't assume you have something until you really have it. Chicken out. Are you backing out from fear or losing your nerve? The cock and bull story. Are you telling an untrue story? Crocodile tears. Are you having fake tears? A dog's life. Do you really have a miserable existence? Crooked as a dog's hind leg. Are you being dishonest? Dog-faced liar. Are you a terrible liar? If you lie down with dogs, you will get up with fleas. If you associate with bad people, you will acquire their faults. A grasshopper's mind. Are you unable to concentrate on any subject for long? To ride the high horse. Are you acting pretentiously? To put the cart before the horse. Or do you things in reverse order? Monkey business. Are you doing something against the rules? As stubborn as a mule. Are you that stubborn? To play possum. Are you pretending or deceiving? Dirty rat. Are you an immortal person, liar, or behaving like a scum? Black sheep of the family. Are you the most troublesome member of the family? Slippery as a snake. Are you tricky and unable to be trusted? Weasel. Are you backing out on your commitments? Wolf. Are you voracious, grabbing, or cruel? Worm. Are you wretched or a spineless person? Watching the Animals in Me, Part B. Be strong as an ox or a lion, but at the same time be gentle as a lamb. Be strong as a horse, but hold your horses. You do not have to work for the money yet, so feel free as a bird in this matter. Do your studying and be clever as a fox. Be smart, focus, and finish things. Learn and have the memory like an elephant who never forgets. Sometimes be hungry as a bear, but do not eat like a pig. Be sharp as a hawk and study and observe things with the eye of an eagle. Swim like a fish and be happy as a lark. Be proud as a peacock when accomplishing things, but be not vain as a peacock. Be quick as a rabbit and graceful as a swan. Relationship exchange. Remember that you have a relationship with everybody and everything. So let's see how we can give back in our relationship with everything in order to have more appreciation and a better exchange. Room and board. Parents give you a roof over your head, a bed, food and clothes. Give back and take first care of the things in your room, but as well participate in the house chores. Your education. Your parents teach you things at home. They pay for your education, or the government. They bring you to school and pick you up or pay for the transportation. It is your time and stage in life to be educated and to learn things. And you can pay back as an exchange by listening, following, being on time, paying attention, and showing respect. Most individuals start studying for a profession at the age of 18 years. Be ahead of the game. Learn the trade of taking care of yourself, the house, a garden, and learn about raw food preparation. Be busy with home exercising, and you will have 4 or more professions through which you can support yourself in the future. These trades are very much needed, as others have been busy with other studies, and they will need these very basics so they become or stay healthy or fit later in life. Learn to grow your own vegetables. This is as well a part of homeschooling. The bed. The bed provides us with comfort and a place to sleep. Take care of your bed. Make it up yourself and wash your sheets regularly. Air your bed and at times turn the mattress around. Turn it over. Your room. Your room gives you private space and you can keep your belongings in it. Keep your room clean and have everything in a designated spot. Your toys. Toys are there for you to play with, and the better you take care of them, the longer they last. Your clothes. The clothes you wear give you protection. Keep them clean, fold them after use, put them back in the designated place, and wash them when dirty. Your environment. Your environment as a small unit is your home and the space around it, but that environment is connected to a bigger environment, being the community you live in, and keep on extending until you see that your environment is the entire planet with everybody and everything within it. This is the environment which gives us the possibility to adventure life, respect it all, take care as much as you can, and be kind and gentle. To conclude, learn as much as possible from those mature and wise individuals that are around you and that cross your path. Listen to them with an open mind and with open ears. They all have an incredible life story as they lived a fulfilled life. Be as well as much as possible in nature and learn from it in every possible way. Learn to become wise. Learn from those individuals around you who have more experience and who are mature. And learn from nature where everything lives in harmony and where everything is pure.